Hey, welcome back to the channel. Let's do Blood of the Scribe by Lamb of God. Right, so the tuning for this is drop D standard tuning, so D, A, D, G, B, E. So this isn't really the most popular Lamb of God song out there, but if you're a Lamb of God fan, this is the song you have to learn. I think it's a fantastic song. It's got all those elements of Willie's technical ability and awesome tone on the album. One of my favourites anyway. Anyway, let's get into it. A few things to just quickly discuss is muting with this song is really important. With my left hand, I'm always laying my fingers fairly flat on the fretboard for this one. I'm not holding them up because I really need them to mute those unwanted strings, but anyway, it starts. If we can learn that. So that's, to me, the way I picked that is all 2 down, 1 up. So you can see the notes that I'm playing. Then 3, 5, 6. So I'll just play this intro riff at speed, then slowly, then break it down. Nothing much really needs to be said about this. If you can just follow where my fingers are going, it's quite easy. But there you can see it's and at that point, you give a bit of a skip and come off it on the 10th there. After that, that riff repeats just around again. The second time around though, instead of going, you play. So from the 8th to the 12th, and the hard part about this is playing it loose, so you've got the vibrato. So the 8 to the 12, then the 7 to the 7. Straight into a really cool riff. I love this riff, and it goes into... If you can see that, we're... Ollie, you're in the way, mate. So that same riff repeats the first time, second time, and the third time. Big slide up to the 17th fret on the D string, and you have to vibrato this. So that whole fast little section there. Cool, straight into... As you can see, it's just a sort of upstroke pull off on those 3 notes. When you get to that sixth note, give it an artificial harmonic. Righto, at that point, it starts with the pull off on the first fret, but then it's all downstrokes really aggressively, and I upstroke the accented notes. And the same thing goes, but I palm mute the way onto that. And a artificial harmonic there again. And it repeats that same phrase, but then it gets into a bridge section. This bridge section, it's a bit of a stretch, but it's down to... Right, so you can see it's you got to stretch from the second all the way up to the seventh. And that's how to get out of it. It's just a bend on the first, but that whole time it's a pull off on the third. Cool, now we're into the chorus. I love this chorus. It just starts with the open D, followed by, so it's a hammer on from the 7th to the 10th, and you come down on that D. If you can see that. And that is on the 20th, down to the 19th, down to the 17th. And then 16, 17, 19. I used to think that after that was something like that, but it's more just like that. And you come out of that and you slide down. And you have to land with the root note with your middle finger on the 8th fret there. And this is where it gets pretty hard because you need to use this middle finger as the mute. Otherwise, this gets pretty sloppy pretty quick. And what's hard about this is as you're palm muting that 8th fret, these unwanted G and D strings are going to want to ring out on you. What I do is really try and lay my finger over those frets so you can't, that mutes them. A little bit of a finger twister there. Now the next part of this is a slide. I go from the 13th on the A, and you think it sounds, but it's not. It's so this again, it's a tricky one. Still on that 8th fret. Back to the start. If you could see that, 8, 7, 8. If you saw that, that was just an 8, 4, 1 open. And I really aggressively just hit that and choke it off really hard. And it just repeats itself exactly the same. Second time around when you finish that, it gets back into that first riff, but it's slightly modified. come up to the 5th fret on the D string and we play. And we try and let these ring. So then it goes to the 3rd. So really slowly. You can see that last little tail there is 3-2 open, then a and the last time around when they do it, you can see instead of going down to the 2nd, like we do to get back into that riff, the last time around it's straight into it, just an open and D. And we're back into the chorus again. We get back into that same that plays twice, and on the 3rd time it just changes to palm muting. You can do all this down if you want, or you can just alternate it and only play on the D string. Okay, and that riff just plays, but as we get to that point, the riff interrupts with Willie. So I'll just play it and I'll play the next phrase and then we'll slow it down from there. As you can see, that's it looks harder than what it is, I think. It's not that hard. At that point, we go up to the 8th and it's... You can just see what I did there. As soon as you hit that D on the 7th fret, it's... You really aggressively just do that. Like a shuffle with no palm mutes from the 8th to the 4th. And then it's just like a on, off, on the 1st fret. And you go up to a chord shape here. And that chord shape is on the B, you're on the 11th. And on the G, you're on the 15th. And you just strike up and you're only really hitting, I think those 2 or 3. I pretty much just hit the bottom 3 or 4, whatever you hit, you know, it doesn't really matter. It's so fast and aggressive. And when you come back, you just play, you're dropping down a fret, so on the 10th and 14th. And then you get into the series of... And for the count on this, the way that I hear it on the records, in the first part here, they do the first 4 and have a very slight pause, and then do the other 5. And that there, the second time, it's just on the D and A string on the 13th to 10th. Whether it's just my ears playing tricks on me, I don't know, but it's how it sounds anyway to me for the first part. After that, there's no pause. And then it just goes into playing unmuted. It does that a few times, and then we're just about finished the song, and it finishes the same way, just going back. And easy as that, just finishes on the open strings and you're done. It's a highly technical song, but there's not that much to it, and once you play it through a few times, you get it easier than you think. But you just really have to work on that, on the palm muting. I keep my right hand really flat on the strings here, and really flatten out my fingers on both sides. Even there, this finger is touching all the other strings. There you have it, guys. Blood of the Scribe by Lamb of God. Totally underrated song. I think any Lamb of God fan should have this in their arsenal. Hope you enjoyed the lesson, and take care. See you next time. Bye.